Welcome back, everybody. Today is July 10th, and you're here with Robin at In the Family Way Coaching, and we are here for our daily Bible reading. We all know what we're doing. We're here to read the Day by Day Kids Bible written by Karen Henley. And I am so glad, as always, that you are here listening or watching. Thank you for joining me this year as we embark on this incredible journey. If you are following along with your commitment calendar, it's time to get that out and your sticker, because you're about ready to hear the Bible today. Today, we are going to be finishing the book of Ezekiel, and it lands on a very important daily application. So we will head right up into it, and I'll just let you know we're going to be seeing some beautiful things today. Just amazing things. I love it. I love when God shows us amazing things through his word, don't you? These are going to be beautiful. You ready for beautiful imagery today? This is going to cover Ezekiel chapters 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, and a little bit of 47. We had been in Babylon for 25 years. It had been 14 years since Babylon took over Jerusalem. God was with me, Ezekiel, and he took me to Israel by putting pictures in my mind. Those are called visions. God took me to a high mountain. Buildings were on the south side of the mountain. They looked like a city. God took me to this city, and there I saw a man who looked like shiny brown metal. He stood at a gate. He had a rope and a long ruler in his hand. The man said, "Look with your eyes, hear with your ears. Think about what I am going to show you. That is why you are here. Tell the people of Israel everything you see here." I saw a wall. It went all the way around the worship house. The ruler the man held was about 10 feet long. He measured the wall with it, and the wall was 10 feet thick by 10 feet high. Then the man went to the east gate. He went up the steps there. He measured the gate. It was 10 feet from front to back. There were places in the gate for guards to stand. The walls inside the gate had pictures of palm trees on them. Then the man took me to the other gate. There was one on the north and one on the south. They were the same size as the east gate. Then the man measured the yard. It was square. He took me all around the worship house, and he measured every part of it. Then the man took me to the east gate. I saw God's greatness coming from the east. His voice sounded like the roar of fast-moving waters. The land glowed with his greatness. This was the same picture I had seen in my mind before. It was like what I saw at the Kabar River. So I put my face down to the ground. God's greatness went into the house through the east gate. Then the Spirit picked me up. He took me into the inside yard. God's greatness filled the worship house. The man stood beside me now. I heard somebody talking to me. The voice came from inside the worship house. He said, "This is the place where I sit on my throne. This is where I rest my feet. Here is where I will live among my people forever. My people will never treat my name like dirt again. They will not worship idols again. At one time, they put their idols in a room next to me. There was only a wall between us. That is when they treated my name like dirt. So I got angry at them. I got rid of them. Now, let them get rid of their idols. Then I will live with them forever. Tell the people of Israel what this worship house looks like. Write it down. Then the people will feel bad about their sins, and they can follow the plan of how the worship house is to be built. The man took me back to the outside gate. It was the east gate. It was closed. God said, "This gate must stay closed. It must not open. Nobody can come in this way. It has to stay closed because God has come through it." The deep river. Then the man took me back to the door of the worship house. I saw water flowing out from under the door. It flowed east. The man took the long ruler, and he went east. He measured 1,500 feet. Then he took me through the water up to the top of my feet. He measured 1,500 more feet. Then he took me through water up to my knees. He measured 1,500 more feet. Then he took me through water up to my middle. He measured 1,500 more feet. By now the water was a river, and I couldn't get across because it was too deep. I would have to swim. Nobody could cross this river. "Do you see this?" asked the man. Then he took me back to the side of the river. I saw lots of trees on each side. "This water goes to the Jordan Valley," he said. "It flows into the Dead Sea. Then the salt water there turns into fresh water. Lots of animals will live where the river goes. Lots of fish will be in the river. Men who fish will stand beside the river and they will throw out their nets. There will be many kinds of fish, but the swamps will still be salty. They will be there for the salt. Fruit trees will grow on both sides of the river. Their leaves will not dry up. That's because water from the worship house flows out from them, out to them. Their fruit will be for food, and their leaves will make people well." That's the end of our reading today. What do you think? Were those amazing things that Ezekiel saw and wrote down for everybody to read? That river was the river of life, with the trees of life on each side. Ezekiel was given beautiful things to see, amazing things to see. I thought it was very interesting that the east gate where God had come through, nobody is to go through that gate. And did you remember and hear that the waters flow from the east? That's because that's the way God came in. It says, let's see, they flowed east. Yes, the water flowed toward God. So let's look at what our daily application is. And also, do you know who the man is that Ezekiel saw and took him? That was Jesus. When we read Revelation, we will see that the same description is given to Jesus by John, that his feet were like shining metal. It says like bronze. He was glowing with glory. He was beautiful. Can you imagine? Oh, that's so exciting. Could you see it in your mind? Jesus told him, "Look with your eyes. Hear with your ears. Think about what I am going to show you. That is why you are here. Tell the people of Israel everything you see here. And then when God arrived, he also told Ezekiel, tell the people of Israel what the worship house looks like. Write it down. They can follow the plan of how the worship house is to be built. So the balance of the book of Ezekiel is all the description of the worship house. The parts that we didn't cover goes into more detail of how long everything was, what everything was to be measured, how many steps there were, and it talks about the dividing of the land. So the rest of Ezekiel is this very long vision that Ezekiel was given, and he was commanded to write down everything that he saw and heard so that people would know about it. Isn't that wonderful? And Ezekiel obeyed. He obeyed Jesus and he obeyed God. So that is our daily application today. We want to be sure that whatever it is God tells us to do, that we are careful to obey what he tells us to do, the same way that we see how Ezekiel was careful to obey. He listened with his ears, he saw with his eyes, and he thought about what was going on. It says, think about what I'm going to show you. So we should be having ears to hear, eyes to see, and we need to think about what it is that God tells us and then obey in the same way that we see Ezekiel has done here for us. And there's not much more I can say about that. It's pretty straightforward today. What do you think about all those amazing images? Weren't they incredible? That gives me something to think about all day, that's for sure. Well, I hope that you feel that God has lit your light with these amazing teachings today. And we will see just how God uses these in our lives today as we think about these things and take the time to listen to him and hear him and obey. So I hope you have a fantastic rest of your day today, and I will be here for everyone again tomorrow.